What is there to say? Why am I even making this video? If you are watching this video at all, you know what's going on. In fact, you probably know more than I do in this moment because information is being shot out the ass of the media so fast. It is just a full-on diarrhea spill all over the news. But here I am talking about it, so why not just add to the noise? As you know, there was an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. This is not really a video where I kind of want, to cover it or anything, because as far as I know right now, making the video is that the shooter was taken down, that I had heard there was perhaps one one casualty and someone else in critical condition. It appears like Donald Trump is going to be okay outside of getting nicked in the ear, unless there was, I don't know, is there any kind of like internal damage or something like that? But that's all I know right now as from making this video. Kind of what I want to talk about is the craziness that came out immediately when this news story broke. Now, this news story broke pretty quick. I feel like I learned about it minutes after it happened because I'm sure the media was just on it. I can't imagine what all the big media companies, they probably someone probably pulled the fucking fire alarm and said, drop everything, cover this, and come up with headlines that are batshit insane. And I kind of knew this was going to happen. The second I saw this, my first thought was conspiracy. This is obviously something set up by the Republicans. And then at the same time, I thought, well, this is going to be something that was planned by the Democrats. I just knew that there was going to be a lot of things going around. Either way, this was not going to be good. There are a lot of people already saying that this is fake, that this was just an attempt to get street cred votes. And a lot of conspiracies are coming from that because after the shots were fired, Donald Trump was covered by the Secret Service, but they, for some reason, allowed his head to pop out and kind of do this fist pump thing where I would think the Secret Service would just completely tackle him, like just make kind of like a human igloo over him. I don't know how I don't know how the training of Secret Service works. Perhaps they did everything correctly. I've seen opposition on this argument saying that, oh, well, it's because it was confirmed that the shooter was taken down, so there's no need to completely cover him. But then there's a rebuttal to that where it's like, well, how do you know there was only one shooter? Perhaps there was another person out there. It's getting wild, and honestly, I don't have the answer. Another thing that people are kind of wishy-washy about is the photographs that came out of Trump, kind of with his fist in the air, blood on his face, American flag behind him, and it looks really like this moment of like America and I'm fighting for America. People are saying that that is a little bit too staged, it's a little bit too posed. How is their American flag so perfect behind him? It really looks like this is going to be a postcard. There's just a lot of speculation about that. My thoughts on that when I first heard of it is like, does it look a little bit like staged? Sure. However, that doesn't mean that it is. And when it comes to the American flag in the background, we are talking about a Trump rally, or really any political rally for that matter. There's going to be American flags everywhere, especially on the stage he's standing on. So is it that crazy to me that there would be an American flag behind him in a photograph? No, it's not crazy to me. Does it look a little bit too picture perfect? Sure, it does. But that's not evidence that it was indeed framed that way, like they somehow rehearsed it to go that way. So I can't honestly say anything outside of what the evidence is showing, and so far the evidence is showing that there was gunshots, one grazed his ear, he got out alive, thankfully. I'm not going to be part of the team that's going to wish death upon him. I just can't get on board. I think that is a little bit too radical for me. I don't think it's justified to have an assassination attempt on this man. I think it's embarrassing, and I think it's scary. I think it's scary no matter what. I think it's scary if it was real, if it actually is real, which it seems like it is. I'm willing to say I'm wrong, but it seems like it is. That is scary and also embarrassing for America. And if it's not real, that's also scary and embarrassing because that opens a whole new can of worms. So that's kind of like my thoughts on it. I'm just sitting here waiting for information like anyone else. I just am someone that doesn't want to jump to conclusions. And that's kind of what I wanted to speak on, was how quickly we are grasping at radical versions of the story and conspiracy. And it's just kind of crazy. And I think it's only going to get crazier. I think it's only going to separate us more. And it's just not good. A quote that Barack Obama posted today on it. I feel like this is more of how I stand. He says, "There is absolutely no place for political violence in our democracy. Although we don't yet know exactly what happened, we should all be relieved that former President Trump wasn't seriously hurt and use this moment to recommit ourselves to civility and respect in our politics. Michelle and I are wishing him a quick recovery." And that kind of really sums it up. It's something that, we can't let ourselves get into this radical mindset of wishing death upon someone, especially someone who's just running. They're not even in power. They're just running. I have nothing else to really say about it. I think it's scary and I think it's depressing. That's all I really wanted to speak on. Talk to you later.